What is up, everybody? How's we doing tonight? Ice Rice here. Let's see what time it is. It's 3:01 Eastern Standard Time. I should probably be in bed, but I'm actually not tired. Today was a very eventful day. Had a lot going on, and here I am, drinking some beer, relaxing. My little man's sleeping, and my lady is off at work doing her nurse stuff. Tonight I'm going to talk about UFC Fight Night London. That's coming up. It's Fabricio Werdum versus Alexander Drago Volkov. So that's going to be fun to watch. Two really big guys. Drago, Alexander Volkov, is 6'7". Fabricio Werdum 6'4", and Volkov is 11 years younger than Fabricio Werdum. Werdum's 40, Volkov is 29, and this fight will be taking place this weekend, actually. This Saturday. I think that's St. Paddy's Day. I'm Irish and Italian. Family's immigrants came over on the boats, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. But it's gonna be a fun fight to watch. If Fabricio Werdum has a chance of winning this fight, especially on the tear that Alexander Volkov is on right now, he has to bring it down to the ground. But with that said, Volkov has a crazy reach, and being 3 inches taller, one of the tallest guys in the UFC. It's going to be hard to get in on him and bring him down and then try to submit him. But if anybody could do it, it will be Fabricio Werdum. He's a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. He's right up there with Frank Mir and Nogueira. So it's going to be a fun fight to watch. Fabricio Werdum, 231 pounds, like I said, 40 years old, 6'4", 23-7-1 overall record, 11-4 in the UFC in his second stint now. Was the former champion, lost to Stipe Miocic, who is still the champion after putting on a Wrestling 101 clinic against Ngannou, the hardest hitting man in the world. They say his punch is the equivalent of a Ford Escort going as fast as it can and hitting a wall. So that's kind of devastating. Definitely don't want to get hit by a dude like that. And Stipe Miocic did great. Literally, I mean, he got hit, but took him well and, landed his own punches. Actually, he landed a lot of really good punches. Ngannou definitely has a chin, and he just needs to learn that whole thing called wrestling. Fabricio Werdum, 32% striking accuracy, 42% submissions, and 30% takedowns. So, like I said, he has to get in on Volkov, but his striking's improved. He definitely has been working on his hands, and obviously a high-level jiu-jitsu guy, actually one of the highest levels. But Volkov, 250 pounds, so he's got, what do we got? 19 pounds on him, and 11 years younger, and 3 inches taller. His record is 29-6. He's 3-0 in the UFC. His last fight was against Stefan Struve, where I think he knocked him out in the second round, if I am remembering correctly. 64% striking accuracy, 22% submission accuracy, and 14% takedowns. Obviously a striker. I do believe he was a world champion. I want to say kickboxer. He's from Russia. I know he has a good camp out there, but I was just talking to my buddy about this. I think he should come to the States, get a good coach behind him, get some well-known sparring partners, and get some more notoriety. Because honestly, I don't really know much about his coaches out in Russia or his wonderful team out there. I don't really know much about them. He's a great striker, obviously. His KO power, super accurate when it comes to his punches, and he has really underrated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It'll be fun to watch. See if Fabricio can get in on him and bring him down, and if not, see if his hands can hold up against him. They don't call him Drago for nothing. He got a little Dolph Lundgren in him, even though Dolph Lundgren, I'm pretty sure, was Dutch or Swedish. Not actually Russian or German. But neither here nor there. Next fight, we got the co-main event, Jimmy Manuwa versus Jan Blachowicz, another Russian guy, I believe. Jimmy Manuwa is 17-3, 38 years old, 6'1", 6-3 in the UFC. His last fight, he lost, but it was against Volkan Ozdemir. Volkan Ozdemir was on a tear, so can't really be too upset about that. He did knock him out in the first round, I believe, in like less than 35 seconds or something like that. But Volkan Ozdemir just fought for the belt against Cormier, which Jimmy Manuwa was trying to say he should be next in line, blah, blah, blah. And I think Cormier saved him. He told him straight out, he's like, dude, you're just not on my level. Get some, good fights, big names underneath your belt, and then we'll talk about it. Because the only person I really know of that he's fought that's really, really, like a high level in the top 3 in the UFC is Alexander Gustafsson, which he lost to. But now he trains with him. I'm pretty sure he does 50-50 or 70-30 between, England? I believe he's from England. Either England or, I believe he's from England. In Sweden. So he goes back and forth, doing a little training. What a great camp out there with Alexander Gustafsson. And let's see. 53% striking accuracy, 27% submission, 19% takedown. So obviously we know he's a stand-up fighter. He wants to stand and bang. He's got great KO power. Really good footwork for a light heavyweight. Definitely knows how to create angles and get out of the way of another heavy puncher in Jan Blachowicz. Comes from a good gym, like I just said, and he's a well-rounded fighter. He's good. Nothing against the guy. I just think he's cocky, and it was fun to watch Volkan Ozdemir lay him out clean. Jan Blachowicz, he's 21-7 in the UFC. He's 3 years younger than Jimmy at 35 years old, an inch taller at 6'2". He's kind of got a little rough record in the UFC. He's 4-4, which is 50%, but he's on a 2-fight win streak. And he's actually fought Manuwa before. It went to a decision a while ago, and now they're going to run it back. We'll see, how it goes. 46% striking accuracy, 15% submission accuracy, and 40% takedown. So the good thing about him is he can strike and he can wrestle. So is he going to strike with Jimmy, or is he going to, play his striking into his wrestling, take him down and try to ground and pound him? But definitely a well-rounded guy. Great wrestler and underrated Muay Thai. Definitely has some skills on the feet. So that'll be it should be a barn burner. I hope he stands and bangs with Jimmy, because Jimmy can definitely throw down with usually the best of them. The next fight at 170 pounds, Leon Edwards versus Peter Sabata. Leon Edwards is 14-3 overall, 26 years old, 6 foot and 6'2" in the UFC. He's on a 4-fight win streak, and his last loss came to Kamaru Usman, who is undefeated in the UFC and a beast at 170. So definitely nothing to be upset about. Striking accuracy is 26%, submission accuracy is 40%, and his takedown accuracy is 45%. So he definitely wants to take the fight down to the ground. but he has great transitioning. Definitely plays his striking into his takedowns. So, with that said, once he gets to the ground, he has great ground and pound. He's not boring. He doesn't just lay and pray. So we'll see. Peter Sabata, 17-5-1 overall, 31 years old, so he's 4 years older. Same height at 6 foot, and just like John, he's got a 50% record at 4-4 in the UFC. But he's on a 2-fight win streak, and he's beat a name like Ben Saunders. Ben Saunders is no slouch. I think his best days are behind him, but always an entertaining fighter. He comes to bang, and he's got great jiu-jitsu. I'm pretty sure he's a 10th Planet guy out there with, what's his name? Eddie Bravo. So, let's see. Sabata's got 27% accuracy in strikes, 34% in submissions, and 40% in takedowns. Very well-rounded, great cardio, and has heart, never quits. Always in there trying to get the win. It's on the 2-fight win streak, so you got a guy that's on a 4-fight win streak and a guy that's on a 2-fight win streak. And it's definitely going to be fun to watch, hopefully. I hope that their wrestling doesn't cancel each other out and they just keep on trying to take each other down. I hope they just meet in the middle and try to throw hands. But they both aren't too high level of strikers, both at pretty much 26 and 27% striking accuracy. So we'll see, man. The next fight, Tom Ducosny. This is at 135 pounds, and he's fighting Taryn Ware. Tom is 15-2 overall, 24 years old, 5'7", and he's 1-1 in the UFC. So he's batting at 50% here. 72% strikes and 28% in takedowns. He has great cardio. He has a high-level fight IQ, and he's very adaptable. Whether he has to strike or he has to roll, he'll do both. But obviously a high-level striker, so he's going to try to stand and bang. Taryn Ware, 17-6, 31 years old, 5'8", and he's actually on a 2-fight losing streak. He's 0-2 in the UFC. But he's a high-level striker. He's a boxer. He's got a 98% striking accuracy. So even in his 2 losses, I'm not sure how he lost them. I'm assuming probably on the ground, but he's very accurate. When he throws, he lands. He's not just chucking punches out there, throwing haymakers. So that'll be fun to watch. Both high-level strikers, and this card seems to be pretty heavy on strikers. You got Jimmy Manuwa, Alexander Volkov, John Blachowicz, and now you got Taryn Ware and Tom Ducosny, all high-level strikers. So it'll be fun to watch that all break down. The rest of the fighters are primarily English and European fighters. I don't know much about them. So I'll let you guys make up your own mind on them. If you want to look it up, you can look up UFC Fight Night London. It's on this weekend, March 17th. And let's see, you can watch it, I believe, clicking on it real quick. The main card is actually at 5 p.m. The online prelims start at 1:45 p.m. I believe that's then 10:45 a.m. for us, I guess. But it's in London, England at the O2 Arena. It'll be fun to watch. Let's see, who else is fighting? We got John Phillips versus Charles Bird, Danny Roberts versus Oliver Enkamp, Jack Marshman versus Bradley Scott, Danny Henry versus Hakeem Dawadu, Paul Craig versus Magomed Ankalaev, and Stevie Ray versus Kajon Johnson, Mark Godbeer, who's a good fighter. He's got a name for undercards, and he's fighting Dmitry Sosnovsky. and Nasrat Hakaparas versus Narimani. I don't even know, man. 90% of these names I can't pronounce. So that's kind of where my interest level goes. It's not a very heavy stacked UFC fight card. I think they were just trying to get Volkov and Werdum a fight, so they just kind of threw some fighters together, and then obviously being in London, they want to get the Brits out there and the Englishmen and the Irishmen and all those pretty much born and bred fighters together. So it'd be fun to watch. But we got 155 pounders, heavyweights, another 155, light heavyweight, 145, 170, 170, 185, 170, 135, 205, and then heavyweight. So I mean, it's pretty much all over the place, but it's pointed more towards the heavier weight classes. I think there was only 2 lower weight class fights there. So let's see, Tom Ducosnoy versus Taryn Ware. I gotta go with Tom Ducosnoy just because his record's better, and even though Taryn Ware is at 98% on striking, actually I think he was 99%, maybe 100 in his striking percent, if I remember correctly, but it just doesn't sound right. 0-2 in the UFC, but you're 100% accurate. I feel like you're accurate, but you don't have KO power, which kind of sucks. But usually accuracy beats power, if I remember correctly. The saying. But yeah, I gotta go with Tom in that fight. Leon Edwards versus Peter Sabata. I'm going to go with Leon Edwards just because his only loss, recent loss, it came to Kamaru Usman. He's a beast, and it's a big name. So if the UFC thought he was good enough to fight Usman, then he's obviously a high level. So yeah, we'll go with Leon Edwards against Peter Sabata, and Jimmy Manuwa versus John Blachowicz. I want Jean to win just because I don't like Jimmy Manuwa. But yeah, I think Jean will take this one, and hopefully it's due to a knockout, something fun. I think it'll be a lot better that way instead of a decision again like they went to last time. And then Fabricio Werdum versus Drago, Alexander Volkov. I think Alexander Volkov is going to surprise everybody, just like he did against Stefan Struve. Everybody thought Struve was going to win that fight, and Volkov was like, nah, not happening. I think Fabricio Werdum at 40 years old, his best days are behind him, which is kind of crappy to say because he was just a champion a year and a half ago. So, those are my picks: Alexander Volkov, Jean Blachowicz, Leon Edwards, and Tom Ducosnoy. So there it is. I'm gonna make another video here shortly for the Brooklyn card, the champs. We got 2 belts coming up with Ferguson, Khabib, Rose, Namajunas, and what's her name? Joanna Jędrzejczyk. So stay tuned. Like always, if you have any constructive criticism, or you want me to talk about a different topic, or you want to do a video together or something, hit me up. I'm always open to pretty much everything except for politics, religion, like the normal things that you're not supposed to talk about because they just start fights, and honestly I don't really give a crap. Trump's the president, can't do anything about it, so everybody can stop crying. I know they're trying to get him out of office and pull up impeachments and everything and all that stuff. I think if Bill Clinton can get a blowjob in the Oval Office, Donald Trump should be able to bang a porn star if he wants to. But like I said, it's my 2 cents, and it usually causes fights, so I don't really give a shit. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great night. This is Ice Rice, and I'll see you soon.